Come again?
Say what?
Shocking. I'm Robert Sawyer.
And I'm Mrs. Sawyer.
And together we are
the only black kids in the class.
You ever hear something so shocking? Not even that the message is shocking, but that they had the audacity to ask you?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes.
How do you handle those situations?
I normally just pause and look at them crazy for a little bit.
You look at them crazy, or you look at them like they're crazy?
Oh, I look at them like they're crazy, and I just pause for a moment and I collect my thoughts. Because I've learned, normally the hard way, that the world is not always ready for me to give my genuine response.
The world's not ready for you?
The world's not ready. So I normally pause and collect my thoughts. And you?
What do I do?
Yeah.
It depends on the situation. I remember recently I was talking to a buddy. He is also a black kid.
Okay.
And this guy that we're cool with comes into the gym and starts talking to us. But every time he's around us, he has to say something about black people.
Oh.
Right? Oh, it's because you're black, like something like that, right?
Yeah.
And so my buddy is probably more inclined to let this kind of shit slide.
Yeah.
He grew up in the Midwest. He's often been
the only
one of the only ones.
Yeah.
I'm not on that type of time.
Yeah.
I'm really not on that type of time. And so I just asked him, hey, you ever notice how every time you're talking to us, you always like mention race and about us being black? Why do you think that is? And he's like, ha, 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 ha. I'm like, no, like, what's the joke?
Yeah.
Like, what's the funny part? I want to laugh.
Yeah.
What's the punchline? He's like, nah, because like, yeah, I know. Like, but like, no, I want to laugh with you.
Yeah.
And so it was probably uncomfortable at like 40 seconds.
Oh, for sure.
So I took it to about 4 minutes.
For sure.
And now it's just like, no, because.
Yeah. I think I've been in those situations, right? Because you can't do it every time, right? Because then it becomes exhausting. I think that's what people don't understand. It becomes exhausting. That's all.
Sometimes you don't have time.
And then it's like, But then, sometimes you got to pop out and show them.
Today, I had time.
Yeah. Sometimes you do. But it's not always fun. But you've had enough. Yeah.
Most people merely adopted the awkwardness.
Yeah,
I was born in it.
Yeah, me too.
So I don't really get uncomfortable like that. I'm not saying I'm never uncomfortable.
Right.
But I think my threshold for discomfort.
I think I get uncomfortable, but I'm not often uncomfortable. Like I lean into it more. I don't know if that's just my coping mechanism. It's like, oh, this is confrontational, or oh, this is something that we don't want to talk about. And I'm kind of like, let's just talk about it and get it over with because I want to move on. And so
I don't have to get it over with.
I just want to get it over with. So it's like, wait. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes it's like, I don't want to deal with this. So like, whatever, let you deal with your nonsense.
I can sit down and just.
And then other times I'm just like, you know what? No. Let's just cut this at the head so that I don't have to come talk about this anymore. So then there's already a baseline that if you bring it up again, I'm going to come back here. So if you want to bring it back here, we're going to bring it back here. But if not, then let's just move forward. That's normally what I just like to have.
I can set up camp in awkwardness and discomfort.
I know. I'm not.
And it's not to not talk about it again. I'm a genuinely curious person. I want to laugh.
Yeah, me too. I want to
laugh too.
Or if I don't find it funny, then I don't find it funny. So you could talk about it again. I mean, that's everyone's right. I'm not going to like tell people they can't do it, but I don't find humor in that. Then I'm going to let it be known I don't find humor in that.
It typically stems from a place of entitlement.
Oh, for sure. I agree with that.
Like, no, you should just agree with me. Or
no, you should just laugh because it's funny. I find it funny, so you should laugh.
You're making a big deal out of it. I didn't even mean it that way. Well, how did you mean it?
Yeah.
How did you mean it?
But again, that's like the audacity to tell how you meant it doesn't mean that's how I interpret it.
Yeah. What you infer does not affect how I interpret.
Correct. So I think that's one thing. How you been, babe?
I've been great.
I've been extra great because I've been drinking some Vietnamese coffee.
It's like an ad or something. Like what's going on?
I wanted a drink of it right now because I thought about it. It's very good.
Well, I didn't know there's a new sponsor.
There's no
segment.
ad though. There's no ad on it. That's why I can drink it. It's nondescript cup.
I mean, I don't care if you do an ad. I didn't know where it was going.
It's no ad. It's very good.
I thought you were pulling up a cup of Starry to let me know you've come around.
Definitely not Starry.
All right.
I found a spot. That's a good spot.
Are you going to tell us about the spot? Or?
No, I just found the spot because I don't need everyone going in there. It's like very family owned, and they make my coffee just
you don't want
the
to
way I
actually support the business so that it can be around for a long time.
They're good in other things, and that's what people go there for. But this coffee has got me on a hold. It is good, and I love my coffee.
Okay.
Yeah. Whew. Starbucks could never. So I have some stories today.
Tell us more.
I have some stories. So you normally do all the stories, and you do such a great job. I thought I'd give you a little bit of a breather.
Thanks.
Today, to where you can just comment and get your reactions, because we love your reactions too. And a lot of times it's just like looking at me.
Nobody has ever.
I like your reactions. Let's go say it that way. I like your reactions. That's why I always look to you. So I have some stories here. Are you ready to get into it?
I would love to get into your stories.
Okay.
But before you do,
okay,
we've got an Ask the Black Kids.
All right. Let's go.
All right. Hey, Robert and Mrs. Sawyer. I absolutely love your show. It's my go-to for real talk and hilarious takes. Mm-mm. I need your opinion on something that left me completely stunned.
Oh.
Recently, at a family gathering, my cousin made a scene by proposing to his girlfriend of only 3 months.
Uh-oh.
It was totally out of the blue, and everyone was caught off guard, especially as we were there to celebrate my great-grandmother.
Oh, Lord.
Now, I'm all for love, but this seemed rushed and outlandish to me.
Jeez.
Am I overreacting, or is this as crazy as it sounds? Thanks for the show. Looking forward to your thoughts.
I say it sounds like it might be something, but I think you just have to be supportive and mind your business. That's what they want to do. I think it's inappropriate to do it at someone else's birthday.
Was it a birthday? I said family gathering.
They said for the grandmas. It was at the same time of the grandmas.
So they were there to celebrate great grandma. I don't know. That's a birthday. Huh?
What are you celebrating? Her life? She opened a restaurant? What are we celebrating?
I don't know. She might be out here.
So I have a situation. I feel a certain way when people use like another celebration to then want to celebrate something else. It's like, that's not what we're here for. It kind of like takes the light off of what it is that we're there for.
So the shocking part is proposing at the family gathering focused on great grandma.
Correct. That's taking a shine off of great grandma. Unless, great grandma's all good for that. I don't like that kind of stuff. That's like people like proposing to someone at someone's wedding. Like that's inappropriate. We're here to celebrate the wedding, the union of the two people, not this new thing.
I don't know if that's the shocking part though.
What is it? 3 months?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, people have met people and gotten married and still aren't married for a short period of time. Yeah.
I grew up thinking that my parents knew each other for 6 months before they got married.
How long did they know each other?
4 months.
Well, there you go.
Happily married almost 40 years.
That's what I'm saying.
Nobody was pregnant.
That's what I'm saying. Mind your business.
Didn't have my sister for like 2.5 more years after that. Just, I guess when you know, you know.
That's what I'm saying. So, teach his own. Mind your business. Support. That's how I see it.
Shut up and mind their business.
No, I'm saying just support anyone who wants to have that union. Whoever wants to do that, they're gonna need support regardless.
I understand the shock, and I think the shock might also be based on their ages. You didn't say how old they were.
Oh, that's
so
fair.
Like if it's a 19-year-old,
that's fair. That's
then
fair.
I'm like, oh, whoa.
That's a different.
If it's like different. A 55-year-old, then I'm like, hey,
It's a 30-year-old. I don't know. Like at that point, yeah.
I recommend you just love them.
That's it.
Support them and living their lives.
That's it.
Maybe don't buy the most expensive thing on the registry. And We shall see.
Yeah. Good luck.
Take it away.
Oh, you ready for me? Okay.
If you would like us to respond to you, please email us at asktheblackkids@gmail.com. Your petty stories, shocking stories,
microaggressions
for sure, any advice you're seeking. And you know what? I'll take this time to say thank you for listening. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. We appreciate the comments on Spotify, on Apple, on YouTube, on all social media. Please, 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 please take just 2 seconds and give us that 5-star review. I used to always listen to these shows. I'm like, why do they always do that? Now I get it. Now I'm on the other side. Help us out. It does help us get found more. About once a week, I say, hey, I just found you guys.
Yes.
You help that person.
Yeah.
You were once there. Now you're here. Let's keep the classmates growing. Please leave that 5-star review or a comment or a thumbs up. Notifications on whatever platform you choose. Thank you. We got a lot coming in store. Keep rocking with us. Take it away.
All right. We'll do this as long as it's fun. Am I the asshole for allowing my daughter to ride her pony to school?
Depends where they live.
My 36 female child, 7 female, asked if she could ride her pony to school last week. For context, we have a small paddock attached to our home where we keep 2 horses, one for me and one for my child. Every morning before school, my child gets all of her pony chores done before we leave, and we normally walk to school, which takes around 20 minutes. We live in the outskirts of a fairly populated city where it's not uncommon to see horses occasionally, but we are by no means in a rural village. I agreed to let my daughter ride her pony to school because I thought it was a harmless, fun thing to do. And also it gives the pony some exercise as we have evening plans and wouldn't be riding that evening. We arrived at the school gates and of course gathered a little bit of a crowd, which wasn't a problem. The pony is very good and lapped up all the pats and strokes from other kids. One girl came bounding over from the year above my daughter and started shouting at me saying she wanted to ride. I politely told her that she couldn't because she doesn't have a riding hat and she would have to learn on a safer horse. She immediately started hysterically crying and pleading with her mom saying she wanted a ride. Her mom looked at me with disgust and said, "See, this is what happens when you have no self-awareness and bring an effing horse to a school," and stormed off dragging her kid with her.
Oh, no.
I was a bit taken back, but ignored her, sent my child to school, and walked the pony home. I was talking to my friend this weekend, and she said I was in fact the problem, and I was blatantly showing off and should have known this would upset and cause problems. My response is I turn up to the school gates in jodhpurs and boots regularly, so everyone knows I have horses. Is that showing off too? All I wanted to do was let my daughter do something a bit silly and fun. Now I'm really overthinking it, though, and almost feel nervous to do drop off tomorrow. Am I the asshole?
It depends.
Really?
It depends.
I don't think that she's an asshole at all.
I don't think she's an asshole, but it depends.
Depends on what?
So first I said it depends where they live. Because there are parts in Miami, maybe not so much Miami, but a little south of us, where people are riding horses. It's called horse country.
Yeah.
That's just the norm.
Yeah.
Versus if you were to do it in the middle of the city, that would probably be disruptive. I don't know the laws and all that, so I'm not talking about legally. I'm just saying, maybe it's a little disruptive. What the mom who accosted her saying, "This is what happens when you," I would have been like, "Oh man, what happened to your eye?" And when she said, "What do you mean what happened to my eye?" Give her a little 2-piece and then let her know this is what happens when you run up on me talking that shit.
You definitely wouldn't have.
I mean, I wouldn't do it to the mom, but mom to mom.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
No
one should be hit.
No,
let me go on record.
Yeah.
No one should be hit.
Agreed.
No, I'm sorry. That's wrong. I said it wrong. Hold on. I said it wrong. You should never hit someone. You should never hit someone.
Yes, agreed.
But I'm not gonna pretend like some people
don't deserve it.
don't deserve it. Like,
I'm not gonna say don't deserve it, but you don't do that.
Run up to me talking to my child.
Yeah.
No, because your child is
a brat,
hysterical.
and you don't know how to. Yeah.
Has nothing to do with me. So you're not showing off if you actually have horses. I don't know why I have to hide my life to make you feel better about your life.
Are they doing the same thing with the guy driving the Maserati with the kid?
Again with the Maserati stuff, I don't. Really,
I keep it consistent because I learned a new car. I don't know what that is.
I don't know why you're so excited. You want a Maserati?
Like, I really don't. But I mean, like, so there's like, I'm sure there's drop off of parents with expensive cars. So what's the difference?
I mean, the difference is probably kids see cars.
Okay.
On a regular basis.
I don't think it's showing off.
I don't think it's showing off. It depends, but just because you're not showing off doesn't mean it wouldn't be disruptive.
No. So for context, because she does go on to say they're in England, and it was like a little patch that was outside of the gates, and the horse is well mannered and is used to kids. So there was no she's just dropping off her daughter. So people came to it, but I mean, like, it wasn't. I don't see anything as an asshole about that.
I'm not. I don't think she's the asshole. I'm just saying there is a time and place for things. It depends on a lot. I don't know. I don't think she's an asshole.
I don't think she's an asshole. I think she should do it again. That's how they get to school. That's that girl's life.
That's literally not how they get to school.
Well, she normally walks, but she gets to walk the horse. Okay. I mean, I give plus for the girl has to get up and do her pony chores before she goes to school. That's her life.
Okay.
I see nothing wrong with that. So I was like, why would you, like, I don't know. The other mom kind of threw me off of saying that you should have known that would happen. And then the friend too, that's not your friend.
Why is that not her friend?
Because her friend, that's on act crap.
But when you say that, it sounds like you're saying, if you don't agree with me, you're not my friend.
No.
I need my friends to disagree with me.
I do too.
I need my friends to have their opinion. I don't need the yes men. So
yeah, I agree, but you're blatantly showing off because you took the horse to school. I don't think that's showing off.
Okay, so let's say you've got like the crown jewels at home.
Okay.
And you're going to your regular community where no one has the crown jewels. And now you show up. It's your real life. I'm not saying you should be ashamed of it, but you understand the scenario where that's disruptive.
Okay.
I guess you don't understand that can be disruptive.
I guess I'm just used to people being different and having different things. And that doesn't mean showing off. That's what they got.
Well, you keep going back to showing off. I'm saying
that's what the friend said that she was.
Yeah, but I'm saying showing off versus being disruptive.
Oh. Well,
I believe that there's social responsibility for some things.
Okay.
And not that we all have to be the same and be drones and all stand in line, but there's like taste is a thing. It's subjective, but it's a thing. Mm-hmm. Awareness is real. There's certain times you shouldn't do certain things.
Agreed.
But there's no law on it. There's no rule. It's just
your perception of what you feel.
And being uncouth.
Agreed.
I don't know that this was uncouth. I don't know.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
Thanks.
I don't think it was uncouth. That's how I feel. That's how I interpret. I have another one for you here. This one's a little crazy. You ready for something a little crazy?
I'm used to crazy. I married it.
Watch out now. Am I the asshole for putting my penis in peanut butter and leaving it in the kitchen?
Did they leave the penis in the kitchen? People and these dangling participles.
Grammar loss, babe. Grammar loss.
That is a terrible dangling part. Because I guess I'm supposed to know, but what they said was,
oh, gosh.
Yeah, left my penis in the kitchen.
In the peanut butter.
In the peanut butter. That is a dangling participle.
I'm looking for some assistance determining whether I am the asshole in the situation that has divided our house into two groups. I, 20-year-old male, am a college student living with 4 other guys my age. It's our second year living together, and last year we had an issue with people eating food that isn't theirs. So now we have a strict label your stuff and only eat things with your name on it policy. My girlfriend and I like to get a bit frisky in the bedroom, and a few nights ago, I dipped my penis in peanut butter and she licked it off. Yes, I understand that is slightly bizarre, but that's how we roll. The controversy is that since we have a mouse problem, I did not want to leave the peanut butter in my bedroom. So afterwards, I closed it and returned it to my kitchen cupboard. Note that it had a huge peanut butter dilemma label on it, so it was clear that it belonged to me. One of my roommates tells me yesterday, oh, by the way, I had some of your peanut butter. He sees my visibly shocked reaction and asks, what's up? So ultimately, I come clean about the whole deal. He's furious and says, why the fuck would you put it back in the kitchen? I reminded him of the mouse situation and our policy not to have others labeled food. This is the first time all year that somebody has had my labeled food and informed me after the fact. He said it was just some peanut butter on bread. It's not like he was taking full chicken breast from me. My house is split 3-2 on who is in the wrong, and it's spilling over into other aspects of our living situation. We need to get over this pronto. So I'm asking, am I the asshole?
Everybody sucks. First of all, full judgment mode. You know, I was talking with someone who has met you briefly and who I've spoke to a few times.
Okay.
And I told him, oh yeah, we have a podcast. And I read him the tagline: married friends, laughing through life, judging just a bit. Uh-huh. And the second I said that, he said, bullshit. I've seen your faces. You guys judge a lot. And then I was like, oh no, we just judge a bit. And then we got to the root of why he was at a Christmas party or some kind of whatever function it was. He had made shepherd's pie, and you said, I expected more.
Ooh, that sounds like me.
And apparently he holds that pain.
Oh.
So that's why it's bullshit. You judge a lot. And I said, hey. She judges all the time. I should know. But on the podcast, we judge just a bit.
Correct. Just a bit. That's different though. You can't compare that to podcasts. Like I'm eating, then I'm going to give a judge, and he asked for judgment. So I provided.
Hey,
accurate.
I'm just telling you. But here I go in full judgment. This might be a bit more, and I understand everybody has different situations. I get it, guys. I get it.
Yeah.
Why the fuck are they so comfortable living with mice? What you mean the mouse situation? So to avoid the mouse situation, what?
I don't know.
That's the problem.
I don't know, but I mean, yeah, I don't know. People have mice situations.
Do they?
I guess. I don't know. I couldn't have that situation. So
I understand some people live in places, you know, you might rent or whatever. Some places just have, you know who always has mice? Parliament. Not Parliament. The Prime Minister's place. That's why they have the chief mouser. Remember I used to tell you about that?
Yeah.
I don't remember his name right now, but they have a cat that has a government position in England, and his job is to catch mice. He's terrible at his job. There have been many, many photos where he's just sleeping and like there's a mouse running across the floor. I get it.
Yeah.
I get that you can't get them all. All right, they're not Pokemon.
Yeah.
But
there's a mouse problem. I mean, I get it.
I'm judging too much?
I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't want to live with any kind of mice, but
nobody wants to live with mice.
I get it, but then like at some point, I mean,
so there's nothing they can do.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm judging their scenario.
They're saying, well, that's why you kind of at least keep the food in one spot so they only can be in that area. I guess. I don't know.
You know, the mice don't know that.
They do not. They do not know
mice and rats
societal
aren't like,
construct at all.
In the bedroom, I can eat the food, but if it's over here, they don't know that.
They don't.
They're going to get to. Oh my goodness. So maybe I'm taking it away from the topic of
peanut butter.
Peanut butter, but
that's funny.
What?
Yeah. So it's like I agree with you. I think everyone's pretty bad here, but you should really not be eating other people's food. You see, that's how I feel about like potlucks and things too.
Potluck, you're supposed to eat somebody else's food.
I need you to buy that from somewhere else.
What? No, but that's not what a potluck is.
No, I get it. Well,
I don't know if you get it. That's not what a potluck is. Potluck, you're supposed to eat everybody's food.
I don't like that because see, like for some people, the dog licking the spoon is okay. That's not acceptable for me. That's why I wouldn't eat it. No.
You've never eaten at a potluck?
Yeah, but it's normally the purchase things or somebody I know. I don't.
I don't go anywhere where they have potlucks.
I don't like that. And so then I always people like, oh no, it's so great. It's like, look, don't be offended, but I can't eat that because my mind can't get wrapped off. Like you got cats, you got dogs. They were licking on the spoon.
What I'm excited for
that doesn't work for me.
We're in the time of year where more people are going to post their potluck things. Remember, like last year, like there's always the smart person who just starts recording, and everyone proudly announces what they brought to the office potluck.
Yes.
And it's like, oh, Sarah, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no. And it's not just raisins
in the potato salad.
It's not just raisins in the potato salad. I mean, sometimes like they bring something, it's supposed to be like pretty firm. This shit's soupy in the mud. Like,
yeah.
Like, oh,
not
no.
everyone can cook though, so I think there's a lot of pressure on people. So I appreciate people who just bring sodas and you know, they went to the store and picked up a cake. I appreciate that stuff when they know their limitations.
I'm not eating none of that shit.
I'll eat a cake.
It depends whose potluck.
That's what I'm saying. If somebody I know, then it's not. And it's
no,
not
like if it's like at a church potluck and it's like, you know, all the like black grandmas bought the food. That's probably delicious food.
Yeah, I don't really know that, babe. You know, I'm just gonna pick at it. Okay. To not hurt people's feelings, but that's more abuela food for me. That's a personal, like that's a thing that I have to work through because I just think about it the whole time, or like it'll be like a piece of like a piece of thyme or something in there, and I think it's a hair, and it's like that's it. I don't know. I don't want it anymore.
Thyme and hair?
Huh?
You can't tell the difference between thyme and hair?
I can, but sometimes it's like no, just forget. My mind starts thinking stuff.
So then, how do people like you and your mother actually go to restaurants? That makes no sense to me.
Yeah, because the same thing can happen.
But you know what happens,
and I'm super critical.
The restaurants got the rats too.
They do.
The rats really got the rats
and the roaches. This is Florida.
So how you go to restaurants?
It's the same thing. I pick at stuff all the time.
You go to restaurants all the time.
I give back forks all the time. You know that.
Ooh, I gave a fork back yesterday.
I can't do it.
I gave a fork back yesterday. I said, ooh,
You know that. I appreciate when they got like plastic silverware. I do.
So how do you go to restaurants?
It's a thing that I have to work through.
Oh shit! You need to sit on somebody's couch. Nah, bro, no. That's outside of my field of expertise. I don't got it.
I've gotten much better with it.
Let me, as many people have noted, I am a therapist. I am not.
You're definitely not my therapist at all. Never. But that grosses me out. I know. It's a me thing. I know. It's me.
You got a lot of hangups.
That's okay. At least I'm aware of them.
You're not aware of all of them.
Most of them, I think I am.
Well, you know, have you ever lived with you?
Have you ever lived with you?
I have lived with me. Okay. I love it.
Okay.
I love living with me.
Yeah. I love living with you too.
See?
You don't love living with me?
What's that?
You don't love living with me? That's what you're gonna say? Come on. The people want to know. Do you love living with me?
I love you.
So you don't love living with me? Huh. Good to know.
You're saying love can't conquer all?
Yeah. But you're not saying you love living with me.
I love seeing you every day.
Okay.
I love being with you.
Okay.
In the same place. Okay. I greatly appreciate that we live together.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
I have a fondness for sharing a home with you.
Okay.
This motherfucker don't miss.
Okay. But you don't love it.
You want me to say that I love living with you?
No, I want you to say what you feel.
I always say I've said what I felt.
Okay. I'm just
Do I love living with you?
I just want to make sure I understand it.
So you about to make some other shit. Do I
I'm
love
not
living
making no
with
shit,
you?
some other shit. I asked the question.
Like 90% of it, I love living with you. But I don't think you will ever be able to appreciate. Like imagine you were starving, right? Imagine you were starving. And this isn't necessarily your fault, but this is how it ends up. Imagine you were starving. You have not eaten in days. You are, oh my goodness. And then you just see me eating the best of the best meals. Home cooked, 5-star restaurant, whatever, 3-star restaurant, whatever the best of the best of the best, exactly what you want. And I just ignore you as I keep eating. You wouldn't feel some kind of way?
Of course I would.
Right? Now, it's not a one-to-one comparison. That's how it is for me every night. Every single night.
I don't understand. Are you talking about me sleeping?
Every single night.
Are you talking about sleeping? All this is because I snore?
It's not. No, I'm not blaming you because you snore. And I'm not saying I can't sleep because you snore, although it does not help. I'm saying every night I see you.
I do sleep very well.
Dead to the world. I just be up
well.
hours just sitting there. It's not just be looking at you like this motherfucker sleep.
But see,
that's not your fault.
That's what I'm going to say, because that was like that before.
I am acknowledging this is not your fault. It's not your fault I can't sleep. It's not your fault that you sleep well. I'm not blaming you for that. But you feel some kind of way. Every once in a while, I feel some kind of way like, you got to sleep so good for? Like, what?
I sleep very well. I do.
And then I'm just up. I wake up like 3 a.m.
I know
morning.
you do, babe. I know. You've been doing a little better.
I have not.
Yeah, because you've been like going to bed like 10 sometimes. You get sleepy, you go to bed.
I have no problem going to sleep.
Yeah, but
somewhere between 2:30 and 4:30.
Yeah.
Gonna wake up.
Well, I sleep very well.
I love you. But there's that little, it's a little bit like, are you sleeping again? Are you just gonna, no, you just gonna sleep you just gonna sleep 8 hours, huh? Oh, that must be nice. So yeah, it's a little, every once in a while, I want you to get your rest. I want you to sleep. But every once in a while, like imagine night after night after night after night. Like imagine an eternity of watching this.
I can hear you, but I can't relate.
I'm aware you can't relate.
I can't relate. I can sleep in anything.
Yeah, dead to the world.
Yeah, it could be a bomb going on. It could be people, whatever. I'm tired. I'm going to sleep.
And then you know what else? You know what else it is? Let me woosah. You tell me, no, babe, you can turn on the TV. It doesn't bother me. Okay.
It doesn't.
And I almost never do. I usually wake up and I just sit in darkness. After about 2 hours of not sleeping, I will finally go on my phone or something like that. Okay. But I don't just wake up just, see what TikTok's doing or something. Because that's not going to help, right?
Correct.
So after some time, I will do it. And I rarely turn on the TV. And when I do, I put the TV down to like 6. Now, y'all know you can't hear shit on 6. You know you can't hear nothing on 6. I keep it below 10, always. That shit'll be on 6. And you always promise me, no, babe, it won't bother.
It doesn't.
Okay, and then
it's not every time. It's not every time. Because there's so many times you put the TV on. I even hear the TV come on. I see the TV's on. No big deal. I go back to sleep. It's no big deal. You'll be watching something with like machine gun shooting.
That's not even.
First off, and then you hear like.
That's not even.
I'll be like, hey, can you lower the TV?
That's not even an accurate portrayal.
Or you'll put on something where there's some music. It's like making this thing. And so I'm like, hey, can you lower down the TV? I never say turn it off.
It's at 6. Lowering it is on mute.
I don't know you're watching something where the decibels or something, whatever the audio thing makes something, and it's like, man, what is that? Turn that thing down. Because you know what really happens, honey? Sometimes that stuff, my subconscious hears it, and then it affects my dreams.
I don't have dreams because I'm awake, fam.
So if there's like some shooting thing, and then I start wanting to
I don't want to hear about your dreams,
and then my dreams
being
like
affected.
Shooting. So I don't want to hear that.
I want my dreams to be affected.
I hear you. I'm sorry. I don't know what to do about that.
I don't even be watching stuff with shooting. That's crazy.
Well, that's something strange.
That's a mischaracterization of my viewing material.
No, you don't always do it, but there's sometimes, and I don't always ask you to turn it down. It's because something comes on, or it's like some kind of noise or some kind of music or something, and it's like starts spilling over into my subconscious. So Did you say they were all assholes about the peanut
I
butter?
mean, I'm thinking about how I'm not going to sleep tonight. I don't know what it is.
What'd you think
Put your
about
dick
that?
in your peanut butter if you want to. I don't know. That's weird. What in the American pie? I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. That was a huh? Say what? All right, so let's see.
There are no updates to that?
There were no updates to that one. There was a bunch of comments about it, and everybody was wrong.
I'm not one to yuck someone's yum.
Right. So that's what they're allowed to do.
But when your yum affects someone else and gives them the yuck?
Well, they shouldn't have been eating his peanut butter. They had a rule. So he shouldn't be eating the peanut butter.
I feel like there are a plethora of stories of someone took my food and I put laxative in. They're like, because sometimes I think I'm reading the same one. I'm like, oh, it's another one. So are people really doing?
Yes. Yes, people just don't respect other people's things.
So we should all assume that someone put their dick in this.
No, but there's roommates. Like this is like, and I mean, I don't worry about if I go in the kitchen if somebody's done something to it because it's our household. But if I'm with like strangers, we're roommates kind of thing. If you say we're gonna put our labels on stuff, I'm not going to anyone's thing. I don't want anyone coming to my stuff without talking to me, right? Because if he had said, "Hey, I want some peanut butter," right? He'd have said, "Oh, don't eat that peanut butter. You don't want that one.
It's extra protein."
You might want to stay out of that one, right? So that's what I'm saying.
Or maybe he recommends it even more. He's like, "Oh no, it's really creamy."
Well, see, now that would be an asshole move to me, right? But at the same time, it's like
that's some weird shit. I don't know.
That's weird. That's like come again. So here goes another one here. Am I the asshole for refusing to call my friend's baby by his first name when she named him after my ex? So one of my 25 female closest friends, 24 female, and her boyfriend, 25 male, recently welcomed a baby boy. Out of all the names they could have landed on, they decided to name him Luca, after my ex, Luke. Luke and I broke up several months ago, and it wasn't an amicable end to the relationship. However, Luke and my best friend's boyfriend, Ben, are best friends and workmates, and they used to live together before Ben moved in with his girlfriend, so they're extremely close. Apparently close enough for Ben to suggest naming his son after him. My friend knows our relationship didn't end well, so I was pretty hurt when I found out she was honoring him by naming her son after him. She told me that Luca was a name that she loved forever and that Luke is someone who is a really important part of Ben's life, so the name just made sense. I don't understand why they couldn't honor any other male in their lives, such as their fathers or brothers, or even use Luca as a middle name, but I can't change their opinion so whatsoever. I don't want to be reminded of my ex every time I see my friend's baby. So instead, I decide to call him Jamie whenever I'm playing with him from his middle name, James. I even made him a blanket embroidered with his name. I don't see a problem because I think it's perfectly normal for people to have nicknames that are only used by one person. Even for myself, my uncle has his own nickname for me that no one else uses.
Idiot.
But my friend got upset when she saw the blanket and heard me addressing him by that name, saying it was childish and disrespectful and it was erasing part of her son's identity. I asked her what she expected from me after naming her son after my ex, and she told me that I was being self-centered and that just because I had a bad relationship with Luke doesn't mean she or Ben did, so I couldn't expect her to take into account my feelings with everything related to her son. I think that not naming her son after a person who I just ended a long-term relationship with is not a far-fetched request at all. And her violating that request is just an invitation for me to address her son by whatever nickname I choose. Also, it's worth noting that me and Luke were together before her and Ben were. So it's not like she had known Luke for a long period of time or had any sort of relationship or interaction with him before I started dating him. So am I the asshole?
I mean, you're definitely the asshole.
100%.
You're definitely the asshole.
100%.
I have no questions or doubts in my mind.
100%.
But it made me think of how too often people take the actions of another person to be a statement about them.
Yes.
I don't know that this was a decision based on their relationship with you.
Who the hell is she?
Nor should it have been.
Why do I care what your ex was called? It's my baby.
Yeah.
What that got to do with me?
Naming the child.
And who the fuck is Jamie?
I mean, I was just first when you were reading, I said, is Luca related to Luke?
That's what I was saying. That's your ex was Luke. This is Luca.
I mean, it's close enough.
It's close, but it ain't the
and
same.
then the baby's name is James, so she calls him Jamie.
The middle name is James.
That's not even
right. That's why you don't call him James.
Yeah.
Like it's not.
James is Jim.
Yeah.
Not Jaime. Not Jaime. Like what are we?
The audacity of this woman. Who does this woman think she is?
This is that Gen Z millennial bullshit.
What? I wish somebody would tell me what I'm supposed to name. Well, I've already gave you, like, I give you the boundaries of which you can name your kid. And since you decided not to, then don't expect me to call him that. I was like, this is very easy.
You don't have to call him anything.
You don't have to call him at all. You don't have to talk to him.
Just like you have the right to have a nickname for someone else's child. Weird, inappropriate. I have the right to burn the little, what you made him? A quilt?
Well, I'm not going to burn it. I can donate it.
No, I can burn it.
I just donate it.
Nobody want that funky ass quilt.
I would just donate it because that's not my baby. I don't know what that is. And how confusing for a child to learn.
It's not confusing for a child at all.
No,
because you're not going to be around my child for my child to be confused. There's no confusion.
That's very true. That's very true. Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. All right, this must be like a chat GPT kind of thing. But then
no, people really like that.
People really feel that way. Oh, but I had a problem, so you shouldn't name your kid that. And it's like, what? How you put in on what I name my kid?
Yeah. I don't know that you can erase a newborn's identity.
Yeah.
Because they're shocked that they have a hand. Like every day they rediscover the same hand. So I wouldn't be too worried about their identity being erased. But if you don't want some shit around your child, don't.
That's it. To me, that's a simple solution. Okay, well then that's fine.
But you know what? Here's our error. Our error is some people are really embedded in the lives, and their lives are enriched by these familial and friendship relationships.
Yes.
We're insulated more. So maybe it is a bigger deal for people that rely on those bonds of friends and family.
I hear you, and I can see that point of view, but at the same time, there's boundaries. There should be boundaries, and I think this is just an overstep of boundary. Of like, there's just too much where this person feels that they have the right to say what could and couldn't be the name of a child. Like that to me is just like that's an overstep.
She has the right to say.
She has a right to voice an opinion, but at the point, there's already been a decision made.
That's perhaps uncouth.
Correct. It's already been a decision
but that's
made.
Subjective.
This is not before the baby's born and we're throwing around names and we're asking people's opinions and you gave yours. Well, guess what? It didn't make it to the end. This is what we decided. And like as friend, associate, whoever you are that you're close to, that's what they decided the baby's gonna be called.
I've read those stories where my friend stole my baby's name.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, how old is your baby? Well, I haven't had a child yet, but when I have a child in like the next 5 years, I was going to name the child this.
That's different. That I think is different. Because that's normally something that's agreed upon in the friendship circle. So it's kind of broken. It is. It is. It is. It is.
It sounds like you're kind of trying to have it both ways.
What do you mean have it both ways?
What happened to you? Can't tell me what to name my child.
I hear you, but that's part of that. That's what I'm saying. That's part of that relationship, though. That's part of those boundaries. That was at some point was agreed upon that wouldn't happen. So you broke that agreement. I
don't think they make an agreement that they won't name their children the same name. I think it's I'm going to name my child this, and then the other person does too. I don't know that they're in the circle saying, okay, you can't name it this because I'm going to do that.
Well, I think both scenarios exist.
That's weird.
Well, I think that's, Maybe not something that you would do in your circle, but there are circles that do that.
My circle?
Yeah.
My circle is you. What are you talking about?
That's what I'm saying. But that's, I mean, there's names. There's even names like certain people like have things where they would name their pet. You're not allowed to use that name. But it's agreed upon. So it's not like I've said this,
I hear
this, but it's agreed upon.
I understand this is real.
Yeah.
I don't.
I get you. That's just not your circle. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. All right, let's go with another one here. Am I the asshole for confronting my friend for taking our picture out of his wallet to replace it with his girlfriend's?
Wait. Oh, I just had like 5 thoughts at once. Like, your man's had a picture of you? Like, what? And then I was like, isn't it the front screen of the phone that matters more than the wallet? I don't. This is
my 22 female best friend John, 23 male, and I have been friends since we were kids. As kids, we were very close and we had a fake wedding when we were 7 and 8. In high school, we recreated that fake wedding and had pics, and one of those pics were in his wallet. Since he got with his girlfriend, Dinah, 23 female, around 2 years ago, John has distanced himself from me. We still hang out, but I feel he always makes time for Dinah first instead of me. The only way I can see him now is if we grab coffee every few days. But other than that, he won't come to my house. And we used to have sleepovers and movie nights, and he won't invite me to his house either. I feel neglected and hurt because we've been inseparable since we were small kids. A couple of days ago, I grabbed coffee with him at a coffee shop, and when he opened his wallet to grab his card and pay, I noticed he pulled out a pic. He had a pic of him and Dinah in that place he had with our fake wedding picture. I asked him about it and pointed out how I noticed, which the only thing he said was, "What about it?" I was like, "Really? Why did you have to take our picture out and replace it with him and Dinah?" He said Dinah is his girlfriend, and he doesn't understand why I'm making such a big deal about it. I reminded him she might be his girlfriend, but he can't just throw me away. I've been his best friend since primary school. My pic existed in his wallet first, and he throws us away to replace me with someone he knows significantly less. He got annoyed and told me that once I stop being an immature, annoying brat, he'll talk to me again. Until then, I better leave him to his peace because he's not dealing with my childish tantrum. Am I the asshole here?
Mega asshole.
I agree.
What are we talking about here?
But honey, is someone not going to address that she has got a problem?
Oh, she need to send somebody couch.
Is someone not going to address that she has a problem?
Yeah, because she's in a relationship.
She's
with him.
in love with John still. Like she loves John. She sees herself with John.
She should have.
They don't have sleepovers anymore.
If
they don't
she
have movie
him,
time anymore.
If she liked him, then she should have put a ring on it.
He went got him Dinah.
Is it Dinah or Dina?
It's Dinah. Dinah. I don't know. Me neither. Well, he went with Dinah. And now there's a picture. At first I was like, wait a minute. People have pictures in their wallet still?
That's what I just said. Isn't it the front screen of your phone? Like that's who you really care about.
You got pictures in your wallet?
Of you?
You used to.
Of you?
Yeah.
I don't got no pictures of you in my wallet.
You used to.
I do not. I don't have pictures of anybody in my wallet. I barely even carry a wallet.
I hear you. But I'm like, who's gonna talk to her? She has no clue. How are you going to replace me with Dinah, who's known you significantly less?
Isn't this my best friend's wedding?
That's crazy.
That's what this is, right?
Kind of. That's a little crazy.
Do you remember that movie?
Barely. Who's my best friend's wedding? Is that
Julia
Roberts?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And her best friend's going to marry Cameron Diaz, I believe.
Okay.
You know, people root for Julia Roberts in that movie. But really think about it. Really think about it. hey, we were never in a relationship or anything. I never maybe you liked me, but I rebuffed your advances. And then you went and you go find this other girl. And now I really think we should be together. Cameron Diaz was not the bad guy in that film.
No, but I think that's what this Dinah's not the bad person in this film. But this person feels that there's something more with her and John.
Yeah. No more sleepovers.
No more movie nights.
Bummer.
Yeah.
She sounds crazy.
She sounds extra crazy.
She sounds like she can't get over her man.
She sounds extra crazy to me.
And then I thought she was going to say, I never see him anymore. No, she said we get coffee every few days.
Yes.
You see him all the time.
Yes. Yes. So I have a little bit of a petty revenge here. Husband's mistress was rude to me, so I ruined her favorite things twice.
What? What?
Husband's mistress.
Why?
So
why do we take all this shit as just normal? Why do we normalize this shit?
This is real. This is real people's real reality here.
Why are you battling your husband's mistress?
Your husband's mistress. So
hey, you know what? I'm sorry to keep on you. You know what? I had a client that was telling me about how, her boyfriend had got somebody pregnant and she talks with the girl, right? And I was like, oh, are you against an open relationship? I would never. I was like, but you're in an open relationship.
Basically you are.
It's not basically. I said, you're beefing with your sister wife.
Yeah.
And so what do I always say? Let that man cheat in peace. You're not gonna leave.
And at some point, then it's not cheating. There's no cheat.
And she bought the girl something for the baby shower.
Well, there you go.
That's your.
There you go. That's what I say.
You get Monday, Thursday.
Yeah.
She gets the weekend.
Yeah.
Y'all have joint custody.
Yeah.
Please continue. Is it?
Yeah, I like that song. Mm-hmm. A few years ago, I found out my now ex-husband was having multiple affairs. I contacted the women in an attempt to figure out what was going on, timelines, etc. Most of the women were lovely, and I held no contempt or anger for them. They were victims of lies and deception too. But one woman took a different approach. She was rude and abusive, accusing me of being controlling, frigid, fat. I'm only one of these things and it's not frigid, etc. Unfortunately, she was in Ireland and we were in Australia, so no chance to confront her. I tried to just move on and deal with my real problems, but I couldn't shake the audacity. So I looked her up on socials. She was hard out obsessed with Australian MasterChef. Obsessed. Being a fan myself, I knew that the show was aired and concluded in Oz before it was shown in Ireland. So I screenshot the winning dish and mentioned her in a tweet containing the details of the winner and the runner-up and the winning dish photo. Then I set an alarm in my phone and did the exact same thing 1 year later. After the second spoiler, she put her Twitter account on private.
So she thought she ate. And I know I've had differences with people in our comments before. I don't hear the petty revenge. I hear you being trapped.
She spoiled it. She spoiled the thing for her.
My life is so valuable and important to me.
Yes, I agree.
Imagine me setting an alarm.
I agree.
To ruin one of my husband's mistresses TV show. I think you're living under the thumb of this person. I say, let that shit go. Move on. Is she a dick? Yes, she is.
Yep.
But she lives in your head rent free.
Yes.
Come on. But I don't know nothing. Don't worry. I'm just not petty enough for these stories. That's all it is.
I think that's what it is.
I judge just a bit, but I'm not petty enough.
So, do we have time for a long one?
Sure.
Okay. Am I the asshole? My husband accused me of financial infidelity. Husband, 33 male, and I, 33 female, have been married for 10 years together since college. Since starting out, we have made financial security a priority and have been able to achieve that, albeit with some good luck along the way. We both have good jobs, paying close to $200,000 each. Student loans were paid off within a few years. Both went to state schools with some scholarships, so we didn't have a lot of debt to begin with. We live in a house I inherited from my grandmother, no mortgage, and don't have any credit card debt. We max out our 401ks and currently have 18 months of expenses in our emergency fund and are still adding to it. Our cars are both paid off and should be good for another 5+ years, and we don't have any credit card debt.
Okay.
We manage our finances in a hybrid manner. Joint accounts for bills and savings and separate accounts for our fund money. We each get a pretty generous amount of monthly allotment. The fund money is strictly for our individual expenses, hobbies, clothes, outings with friends, etc., and not for things like date nights, vacations, or larger joint purchases like household appliances and repairs, which come out of our joint account. We also agree that if either of us gets a bonus or has any side hustle income, those will go into our individual fund money accounts, unless the funds are needed for a larger expense such as a major home repair. In terms of the fun money, my husband is much more of a spender than I am due to expensive hobbies, in particular golfing and collecting sports memorabilia, and he also is more into designer clothes, which is fine. It's his fun money. On the other hand, my hobbies are a lot less expensive: running, working out, reading, baking. In general, I'm more introverted, and a great time for me is tea with a friend at one of our homes with homemade pastries. Yes. I have also been getting back into gaming lately. After setting it aside for much of the past decade while building my career, after realizing I had more than enough in my fun account, I decided to overhaul my gaming setup and got myself a new PC, desk, and gaming chair, totaling about $5,000.
Do it.
However, upon hearing about the purchase, my husband was furious. He says he had no idea I have saved up so much money and that I should have consulted him before spending $5,000. I asked what difference does it make if it was my own account accrued fund money and not our joint funds, and he insisted that my accumulation this amount without telling him was a form of financial infidelity. He says he lost trust in me and doesn't know what else I might be hiding. He is demanding that I return the items I purchased and deposit most of the funds in our joint account. He wants to make a new rule that fund money accounts can't accumulate more than $2,000 and that any excess goes back to the joint account, a rule that would obviously favor him as a person who spends most of his allotment each month instead of saving for anything bigger. I feel like I'm being punished for being more of a day-to-day saver than spender. It wouldn't occur to me to demand how much my husband has in his fund money account or to try to micromanage what he spends it on. I wasn't hiding anything deliberately. He never asked about it until after I made the purchases. Still, maybe I should have been more transparent about my plans. So am I the asshole? No.
He's just mad that he spends his money.
Yes.
Like, what kind of rule is you're not allowed to save this much money? That's stupid.
That's ridiculous.
That's just dumb.
That is ridiculous. Like, you have an agreement.
He's just butthurt that he spends money because he spent the same amount of money. He just spends it more often.
Correct.
She spends it less often.
Yes.
It's the same money.
It's the same thing. They make nearly the same salaries. They've already maxed out their 401ks. They have their joint stuff to take care of the bills. She's not saying she'd put anything less. She didn't use that fund to make more. Like, she didn't take money out of the joint to purchase her things.
In my relationship, I still would have mentioned I'm buying something, but like,
yeah,
I don't. What he wants to make rules now because he's competing with her.
Correct. So
well, you're getting more than I'm getting.
So wouldn't that mean that she would be putting more into the joint because she's gonna go over her $2,000 of fund money because she's not spending money?
Personally, I don't think you should keep score in a relationship.
Correct.
If you have to break it down to who's allowed to spend what, when, how,
that's crazy.
Because this, and just throwing out words, we got to stop with this internet shit of labeling every single thing something. Financial infidelity. Where, sir?
Where?
Make the infidelity part land for
me.
You are saving money. Okay, like what? What's the actual problem? The actual problem is he didn't get new toys when she got new toys.
Correct. Or he wanted to use more of her money. I don't understand. What are we talking about here? Everything is paid.
He spent his money on the Gucci belt. She didn't. And now she got something else and he's upset.
Yeah.
He's in competition with his wife.
Well, there's an update. Here's the update. My husband finally calmed down enough to have a conversation with me, as many others who provided comments suggested. It wasn't really about the money.
Shocking.
But a window into larger issues in our relationship. Essentially, my husband has been feeling increasingly unhappy with me for a while for the following reasons.
She can sleep all night and he doesn't.
No.
Oh, that's just me?
Yep.
All right.
In general, he feels that he's a lot more committed to his career development than I am. It's true that although we currently have about the same income, the ceiling for his field, finance, is a lot higher than one for mine, tech software development. He's currently in an executive training program, and I'm decidedly not. He's feeling resentful that he's having to work long hours in a high-pressure environment while I get to work primarily at home doing something that is fun and fairly easy for me, and I'm not stretching myself to do more. He's concerned that over time, these resentments are going to build and that I'm not going to end up pulling my weight financially if he takes huge leaps in his career and I don't.
Some of y'all don't need to be married, bro.
He remarked that since getting back into gaming a few months ago, I have been putting a bit less effort into cooking. I do nearly all the cooking because I work from home and have an easier schedule. It's true. I have been fixing simpler meals like grilled chicken salads or chili with cornbread instead of elaborate meals with fussier foods and several sides. He has also noticed that I haven't been doing the elaborate table settings I used to, with flowers on the table, fancy placemats, etc. Honestly, I didn't realize he noticed or cared about this, but apparently he does. Acts of services are one of his main love languages, so overall, he's feeling a little neglected because of this. He also feels I'm not putting enough effort into my appearance. Not in terms of body weight. I'm a long-distance runner and slim, but in terms of things like clothes, hair, etc. It's true, I've never paid much attention to these things given that I work at home in tech. The standard for appearances is extremely low, and I far exceed that already. I tend to buy simple, practical clothes at places like Target and Walmart, and don't wear much makeup and keep my hair in a simple ponytail. I do glam up a lot more for date nights and other dressy occasions, but most of my days he comes home from work to find me in a simple t-shirt and yoga pants with no makeup, and he wants me to make more of an effort. The bottom line is that because of all these things, he started to notice other women. He says he hasn't cheated, but he's just noticing other people because he's regularly disappointed in me. In particular, given the fact that he works in finance, there are a good number of very career-oriented type A women who manage to have fantastic bodies, be effortlessly polished and glammed, and have more interesting hobbies. He also says that he feels horrible about all this because he knows I'm a good person and that he's being judgmental. That it's not so much I've changed as that his own goals and expectations have changed in the past couple of years. The financial infidelity part came into it because he feels I'm not really invested in myself and our relationship, thus cheating on our future in a sense. He also says he loves me enough to be honest. I do believe he isn't truly trying to be hurtful. I had to really drag all of this out of him. That he doesn't want us to drift apart further, that he doesn't want to be angry and resentful, and he is asking for a lot. I know that many on this sub might say that I should just tell him to take the heel and call my lawyer, but we've been married for 10 years, have invested a lot into this relationship, and want to see the marriage can be saved. So a couple of things. First, we did make an appointment with a marriage counselor and start next week. Also, I'm going to try to do at least some of the above. I'm not sure about making myself be more professionally ambitious, but I'm already happy with my work-life balance and we're already financially very comfortable. I can at least try to do other things. Return to spending more time on cooking and decorating and fix myself up a bit when he's on his way home from work. Now that I know that they are important to him, I also know that in the end, I may feel like I'm just tiptoeing around and contorting myself to please him, but it won't cost me much. Certainly less than a divorce. And to try for at least a month or two to see if how we both feel. I know I will always regret if I didn't at least try. So maybe not the update you're expecting or hoping for, but these are the things. And if folks continue to be interested, I can update further once we have started marriage counseling and once I see how the changes are. What's your thoughts on that?
Oh, I've got plenty of thoughts.
What is your thoughts?
I feel some of his issues are total bullshit.
Agreed.
I think some of his issues are totally valid. I do believe in the great relationship advice from this philosopher, Beyonce. You should keep it how it is so you never have to worry about how it used to be.
Yes.
So if you used to do this, you got to maintain to an understandable level. Obviously, life continues to evolve. So maybe you used to make a 9-course meal every day, and now you have triplets, all who are 2. Maybe you're not making. Now you're only making a 7-course meal.
Yeah.
And now I have to say joking because they be sensitive.
I know.
Understand that life evolves, but certain things you want to try to not just fall off on just because you let it go to the back burner. As far as, well, I'm working on making more money. Money's great. Money's cool. The most powerful thing I learned in my relationship with my then future wife was I do not need you to be me.
Yes.
I need you to be you.
Yes.
So if you're struggling with loving your wife because she only makes $200,000 a year and you're about to make $500,000, I think you're playing life wrong.
Yeah, I think so
because your success is her success.
Right. And it seems like she has been very clear about her ambition and he wants to climb that career ladder, right? Which, okay, she's not stopping him from doing
But why
that.
does
But that's
she
not
have
her.
to do the same thing?
That's not what she wants.
Now, it's different. It would be different if we're trying to get to a certain thing and we said we were both going to do this. It sounds like they had that conversation and she's meeting her into the bargain. And now he wants more and he wants her to want more too.
Yeah.
But she's supporting him and wanting his more. But, she doesn't have to be the executive making $500,000 a year.
And she likes what she does. So it seems like she has like a pretty well-rounded life.
But then this is where he feels some kind of way because he has to go in the office and he has to take professional development and he has to work long hours.
Because that's what he wants.
And she gets to stay at home.
And yoga pants.
And which I can relate. to. I work at home and I really like what I do. I get to smile, laugh, work with people. I feel energized. And then my spouse comes home. And, it must be nice to stay home all day. Yeah, it is nice. It is nice. It's actually wonderful. I would recommend it. So that's the part that I think he's bullshit on. The part where, preparing the meals.
And he's bringing up she clearly he didn't articulate that he cared about table settings and that sort of thing. And so she's like, yeah, I really give OP credit because she's reflecting and saying, you know what, he's right, what he's saying, instead of just being 100% defensive. But she didn't think he cared about setting the table. And
so it goes back to they're not talking about the things they need to talk about.
Correct.
Or perhaps at a certain stage in their relationship, they did have these conversations.
And they're different places.
Those conversations, kind of fizzled out.
Or they're just in different places in life now.
Well, you're supposed to be in a different place in life.
Correct.
But they're not having the conversations to grow together.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. It's not, I think those type of conversations are not just a one and done. They did it.
That's the relationship. When they talk about you got to do the work, that's the work.
Correct. You got to revisit
It's not,
it.
you don't go to the gym one time, lift the weight once, whew, done for life. No, you keep going and you keep doing it. Correct. He's not wrong to want to be on the same page. He's wrong expecting that she needs to be writing the same story.
Yes.
There's his story, there's her story, and then there's a combined story.
Yes. She's still an individual.
So, and then a lot of those things get into the gray. You're not doing the place settings anymore. Okay. Because, I watch internet content that will say, well, I saw this one, the lady's like, here's what I refuse to do for my husband. I refuse to do his laundry. I refuse to, and it's like all these things she refuses because I'm not his mother. And I think that's fucking stupid. That's fucking stupid. And the reason why I say that is your husband should not expect you to do every single damn thing because you have a life and you're doing things. And that one in particular, she had a younger child. And she did most of the child rearing. But then people immediately go to, well, is he doing his part? And every household is different.
Yep.
So in that scenario where the one I'm talking about, where she refused to do his laundry, well, I believe, and I could be wrong, but I believe she works part-time and she does her laundry and the child's laundry. She won't do his laundry.
That's ridiculous. That's just a
that's
waste.
like going out of your way.
That's just the waste.
That's not being
water.
a helpmate. I want to be
that's
a
not doing what's
helpmate.
right for the household.
Yeah. Now things like, but I'm not. I don't want to go too far the other way where he should just go to work, come home, and do nothing.
Agreed.
That's not being a helpmate either.
I agree.
And I think you have to have the intention, and then follow through on that intention with action of having an equitable relationship. And he sounds
and whatever
like,
that looks like.
Well, yeah, but that's your relationship.
Whatever that looks like.
In this story that you just read, it sounds like he's keeping tabs.
Yes.
And he's not actually interested. He wants it to be.
But it's not just that he's keeping tabs though. He's keeping tabs and he's not articulating what is important to him. Like they're assumed. It didn't come out until she bought the thing. So he's been having these feelings, and he's not articulating that.
But she's also doing so. For example, in conversation, because you hopefully talk to your partner, you would have said, "Hey, I'm gonna go buy this thing."
Yeah, I would have.
I'm not saying she had to check in with him. I'm not saying any of that. I would have, but that means you didn't even talk to him about your day to day.
Agreed.
So it's well, why didn't you talk to him?
Yeah.
Again, I'm not saying check in and get permission. I'm saying just talk.
And then if
that's weird.
And if she's making the food and now she's just making grilled chicken and chili with cornbread, I think that also that's just part of regular talking, right? If you're used to doing all these things, and I think that's just a regular talking. I'll tell you, hey, look, we're only gonna have 3 days of this thing, so you're just gonna get salad and this kind of thing. There's a conversation that already happened, right? There's
but
expectations.
It's just talking.
It's that's just regular. I'm thinking about something, so why am I not I'm gonna tell you, right?
Yeah.
That's just regular. Okay.
And then the whole thing about him suddenly noticing other women. People need to stop with the bullshit. You never. It's not like I said I do, and suddenly there was only one woman on the planet.
Oh, I don't see anything.
It's impossible.
I don't notice she has a big ass.
I say well to that because we live in Miami, and sometimes these ant-shaped people. I always say minotaur, but it's not minotaur. These satyr body people. Okay, guys, I judge, and I only wish I could take a picture to send to you because this shit is laughable.
It's grossly.
But I'm really not into just taking pictures of strangers.
Yes, that's how you get in trouble.
But
you know what?
That's inappropriate.
Hold that thought because there's another update.
Oh, here we go.
So the more I thought about it, the more his requests, demands really were sitting poorly with me. I decided to try a little experiment over the weekend to see what would happen if I tried to meet some of his demands. Not because I actually thought they were reasonable, but because I increasingly had the sense that the goalposts would just keep moving and I was playing a losing game. So Saturday morning, I went to the salon for a glow up. Haircut, fresh highlights, mani-pedi. Do your thing. Then went to the farmer's market to pick up fresh flowers for our table and assortment of other gourmet ingredients. Saturday is usually our date night out, but I suggested we stay in so I could make us a special dinner, steakhouse style. Lobster bisque, bread basket with several types of rolls, savory muffins made from scratch, crab stuffed mushrooms, filet mignon, au gratin potatoes, white chocolate mousse topped with raspberries. I wore a lavender, which is his favorite color on me, sheath dress and high heels and fully done hair and makeup. For all that, I got a lukewarm thanks. It was tasty. And a kiss on the cheek. Of course, I did all the serving and cleanup. Sunday, we usually go out, but he suggested I make brunch for us. So I made French press coffee, mimosas with fresh squeezed orange juice, Belgian waffles with bananas Foster's topping, eggs scrambled with Parmesan and fresh herbs from our garden, roasted fingerling potatoes, and maple glazed bacon. I wore a blue sleeveless sundress, wedge sandals, again, did my hair and makeup. Again, I got a thanks. It's good. And no help with serving or cleanup. Afterwards, I asked, is this what he had in mind when he critiqued me before? He said that it was a start, but I was acting very entitled for wanting credit for basic adulting. Lobster bisque is basic adulting. He then dropped a bomb that he was being so hard on me because he had realized lately I had a lot to make up for due to me being a low value woman. I asked what on earth he meant by that, and he said it was because I wasn't a virgin when we met. What? Keep in mind, we started dating at 21. Neither of us claimed to be virgins or stated that as an expectation. Except for very religious people, neither of us is. I don't think most 21-year-old college students are virgins. I was upfront with him then that I had two previously partners. My high school boyfriend, we went our separate ways when we went off to different colleges in different parts of the country, and another boyfriend I'd had my first year of college. And that's it. Both committed relationships and nothing casual. He then went to say that because of my low value, I was going to need to be making it up to him for the rest of my life. That I didn't deserve monogamy or equal treatment, and that I was lucky that anyone at all wanted to marry me, and that he's connected with someone from work, so I wanted to keep him. I better step up. I told him it didn't sound like there was anything to keep up if he no longer loved me or even liked to respect me. Told him to leave, and he said he would gladly go to his girlfriend's place. I know so many people here insisted he was having an affair, and I just didn't want to see it. That his complaints were really all part of a campaign to distance himself from me. I feel so foolish for just thinking he was going through a stressful time at work or that he genuinely wanted to work on our marriage. Anyway, I have taken the week off from work to get my head together, have an appointment with the lawyer tomorrow, canceled the marriage counseling appointment, but got a referral to an individual therapist who can do an intake session with me later in the week. He and the girlfriend apparently are coming this evening to get more of his clothes and things, so I have to brace myself for that. Also, please be assured I do not think I'm a low value in any way. I let my husband make me think less of myself on some levels for a short time, and now I truly see it was him. It was a him problem. Obviously, we don't share the same goals and values, and he has become someone I don't recognize. I know the divorce won't be fun or easy, but I will be okay. Thank you all for helping me see that I was being played before I wasted too much more time in a marriage that was already over. That's crazy.
I don't find that crazy.
You don't find that crazy?
No.
You don't find that she was a low value woman? That's what he thought she was.
I mean,
that's crazy. That's crazy.
When I say that this social media shit does not help anybody,
that's crazy.
Understanding the irony that this would be on social media. When I say the patriarchy, no one wins in the patriarchy. Mm-hmm. Because he's obviously bought into some shit.
Some shit.
You don't naturally just wake up thinking, damn.
Some shit. I married a low value woman. I
mean, then that's on you. You's a bitch. He went out bad. Like he's on some bitch shit, because if she's so low value, why did you wife her?
Exactly. That's a reflection of you. Ultimately.
That's what he thought he could get at the time, I guess.
No, now he's upgrade himself.
I mean, we call it misandry when women do it, but I'm sorry, not misandry. Hypergamy. Jumping up level to level to level. You really got to understand what your spouse is listening to. And what you really got to understand what messages your spouse is taking in. Because too many times this year, I have asked a client, what kind of podcast does he listen to?
Oh, very important.
Who does she follow on Instagram?
Very important.
Because
very
this
important.
shit really seeps in. And you want to believe it's like only young kids who are so influential. It is not. It's people in their 40s and their 50s
it
and their 60s.
Absolutely is. It absolutely is.
And remember I said, why do we normalize this shit?
Yeah.
Because some of the, like, people, I'm not pretending to be the marriage master, that I know all things marriage, but I do know that if you want to be married, it's a give and a take.
Yep. It's compromise.
And more people.
I think that's more. But what I don't think is people understand that that's not just in marriage. I think that that's in relationships in general.
That's in life.
That's what it is. It's about compromise.
Well, he feels he compromised because she's a low value woman. We've been married for 10 years.
Don't want credit for just adulting.
Yeah, he needs to put her down because he's not interested in an equitable relationship.
Correct. He thinks that he's entitled.
She doesn't deserve monogamy.
Correct.
Now, I would love to hear his vows and what he promised in his vows and all that. It's amazing how he's feeling himself, partially because of where he got while in relationship with her, and now she's not good enough for him.
Yeah. So I know that one was already a little long one, but she answers some of the comments, and it goes into basically he doesn't know that the house is not his. Like, that's her house she got.
But I thought she inherited it.
She did.
So then he can't get the house.
Correct. But the girlfriend is asking when she's going to move out. Because he basically told her a bunch of lies too. The girlfriend. But so he says about the whole, she doesn't deserve monogamy. Who does with him, right?
I mean,
he owns something else. He owns something else.
I can tell you what he's on. It comes from a place of he sees himself as very small.
Yes, I can see that.
Because when you don't have to shit on people to feel good about yourself.
Exactly.
But he has to shit on her to feel good about himself. He has to lie
to
feel good. He has to make himself more than what he is. So yeah, and some people achieve great things because of their insecurity, and he might achieve great things in business because of his insecurity. But his ability to maintain relationships, which would better help him in business as well,
absolutely,
will always be sacrosanct to his inability to love himself as he is. So he has to create this whole character that he is not.
Whole narrative of,
and then he buys into that. He's playing the role.
Correct.
But that's not really him.
Nope. He doesn't know who he is.
And and like a lot of dudes, he leads with his pocket.
Yep.
So he thinks because I make this much, I should, women should do this for me.
That's why he needs to make more. Because they're relatively at the same level.
And because the truth is, he'll never be at a loss for women if he's making money. There's always going to be a woman that wants to attach himself to him, but then he's always going to look down on them because they only want him for his money. So he's caught in this role that he's played.
Because he doesn't really know what he wants.
He wants to be the man. He wants to be on top of everything.
Yes.
But he's a scared person.
Yeah.
I mean, I send him healing energy.
Yep.
Which he will reject. Because,
he doesn't need that.
Yeah.
He's above that.
I'm a low value therapist.
There you go. Well, babe, those are my stories for the day.
Hey, let's give it up for Mrs. Sawyer, everybody. What did you learn from these stories?
There's just some things that to me are just blatant common sense, but not for everybody.
Are you familiar with main character syndrome?
Main
Character.
Oh, no.
So I want everyone to be the main character in their life.
Okay.
But there seems to be a thing where people think they're the main character in everybody's story.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And so because you now have interacted with me, you're now the main character in my story. And you're just not.
Yeah.
That's where the entitlement comes from. That's where but she has a pony. I should be able to ride the pony.
Yeah. And because I said I wanted to, you need to allow it.
Yeah. Why would you name your baby that? Because I don't want you to.
I don't.
But you're not the main character in my story.
Correct. That's what I'm telling you.
A lot of people don't realize in the biopic of my life, you wouldn't even have a speaking role. You would be an amalgamation. There'd be like 10 of you made into one character.
Correct.
Who said like 2 lines.
Possibly.
In the movie of my life.
Yes.
You know, but people.
And then I think some people don't realize that some people are just here to come and go, right?
A reason or a season is what they say.
And sometimes it's like, okay, you're relevant right now. Next year, I might not even fuck with you. Next month. That's how it happens. Doesn't even mean that there was anything like there's bad. Just that's where life takes you. That's how it works.
Yeah.
That's
so to that last story, that guy sounds lost and he needs the money to be his North Star. I'm all for getting a bag. I want everyone to get money. But
I'm just, part of me.
He's making money his personality.
Correct. And I'm actually hopeful for the poster because it took her a minute, but she realizes her worth. And I'm not saying she probably has some work to be done on her because that's hurting, right? But at the same time, she didn't. I kind of felt like she was kind of like going to a place where she brought up where she was second guessing her value, her worth, because of what he was inferring on her. And I kind of feel that she's working through that and understood that that's not where she wanted. Because I've seen the other where this ends differently.
If you guys have made a decision and that person is holding up their end of the bargain, it doesn't matter if they play pickleball a lot. You know? Are they taking care of what they need to take care of?
Correct. I agree 100%. Like, get better at pickleball.
Yeah. You can always play pickleball together.
Yes. You can buy them shoes and a better racket.
So you agree they could play pickleball together?
They could. I'm not.
It's a little weird.
It's not weird.
It is weird.
It's not weird.
It is weird.
You're allowed to have your hobbies and activities.
Thanks for the permission.
Exactly.
That's not what I'm saying is weird.
But those don't have to be my hobbies and activities.
I literally just said that.
Okay.
You don't have to be me. That's not what I'm saying is weird.
So what's weird?
Well, before you said you wanted to try, and then you just didn't try.
We did try.
We didn't try.
I got pictures. I was there.
Show me the pictures.
I got pictures.
Show me the pictures.
Of us at the gym doing it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I have pictures.
Hmm. That's cool.
Okay. It's not my thing.
I'll just go play with all those wives.
Okay. Enjoy.
They will.
Okay.
Any final thoughts?
Nope. I'm good.
I'm hungry.
Ooh, you should eat. I think I'm getting a little hungry too. See, when I have coffee, I don't know. I kind of just can't have coffee. Take us out.
That's what you do.
Bye.
Bye. That's what you do. I don't do that.
You like to have your whole thing.
I've already said it.
Okay. The bye.
Oh, wait. I always look up there. Wait, you gotta look there.
I always look right there.
Yeah. I said me. I